There is a department at Disney whose only job is to destroy things. They would not say it in that way, but we are ready to do so. For years now, we have tracked the progress, or shall we say regress, of the Stories Matter group. And folks, we're not done tracking them, because they're not done attacking the things inside the parks that you love. Hello folks, welcome back to the Pro Channel. We are the place that, well, we enjoy the Disney parks, or at least what they once were. And we are not ready to give up on preventing Disney from destroying the Disney that was, the Disney of Walt. So folks, we believe that we ought to continue covering these things. Today we're talking about the Stories Matter group. It's the group that finds anything they possibly can that's offensive inside the parks and beyond, and then recommends change. And those changes are often incredibly unpopular, destroying attendance at the parks, driving the stock down into the depths of despair. And folks, they're not done, not even close. They feel like they are the heirs of an empire that is deeply flawed, and all they want to do is find every fault, every cause that they can possibly change to their own DEI modernity standards. We'll tell you all about this group and why they are such venom for the company that before knew nothing but winning.
I personally think that they're not done. I think Liberty Square is on the chopping block.
Yeah,
I agree. You can hear the Stories Matter, people being like colonizers and colonization and getting rid of that. They're going to get rid of the Hall of Presidents. They're going to put the Walt Disney animatronic in there, I'm sure, if it goes over well. They don't want certain politicians in the theme parks. So they're going to get rid of all of that. It's the de-Americanization of Walt Disney World, which, you know, Walt Disney, as American as a human being could possibly be, the guy bled red, white, and blue. They are desperate to erase the concept of being American from these parks.
Well, you know what they say.
Foolish mortals.
Get her done.
Turning back now.
Get her done.
Ron, what are your thoughts on this? We'll be talking about Walt in a moment. Ron, what do you think about the stock dropping after D23, though? I mean, what do you make of this investor problem they've got where they did all the stuff that was supposed to save the investors, and the investors are running for the doors?
Yeah, well, I mean, I would be. I don't have any money in Disney. I have no money in Disney. There's a reason for that. This is bad. They're destroying America. Symbolically destroying America because they don't like the small tiny percentage of people in Burbank they clearly don't like America, American history, what America stood for, the way our freedoms came about in the first place. They don't like any of it, and they are determined to throw that message in. They're literally redefining an entire era of American history by putting sentient cartoon cars in a land that they're calling Frontier Land. Last I checked, there were no sentient cartoon cars in 1880 in the Old West. But maybe I'm
wrong. Better, Ron. They couldn't even have to spend the time to figure out which frontier land it is they're destroying. They took concept paintings from Paris. That's the frontier land they drew.
What?
And yeah, I mean these people are, listen, they're as incompetent as they can possibly be. If you think that you've figured out their level of incompetence, you are not even close. Jonas, you had a thought. What was it?
Well, I think that Marvin's right, and that Liberty Square is probably doomed. I really, when it comes down to it, I would not be surprised if this company gets rid of the entire land model that Walt Disney had. The idea of Adventureland, Frontierland, Tomorrowland. They'll keep Tomorrowland because Tomorrow is not associated with anything.
I think we should get rid of Liberty Square and replace it with Shanghai Land.
Well,
let's do that.
I mean, fair enough. I think that they're going to get rid of Liberty Square and replace it with New Orleans. One, because it's blacker, and two, because they can implant their own ideas on that in their own way.
They can redefine what that means. Yeah,
right.
Yeah, not the authentic. Okay, I just want to point that out. Not
Right.
the authentic about the experience, but what it is that they want to push, their idea of what New Orleans is.
Well, they'll emasculate men somehow, and they'll do all the things that they should not do. But yeah, so,
Ladyland.
We'll turn Main Street into Mickey Central. We'll put DVC towers that look just like your average Howard Johnson next to the parks where you can see them. We'll destroy every sight line there is. We'll start building buildings that are in plain sight that destroy the sight lines, i.e. what they did with Cosmic Rewind, i.e. what they did with Tron, and we can keep going. This company deserves at this point to lose. They are losers. I hate to be this way, but they are losers. And they are losing with the stock. And this is not what consumers want. Right. And investors don't want this either. All these people can just do is destroy the legacy that Walt built, going after Tom Sawyer Island, going after Rivers of America. It is a straight-on attack of Walt because he designed these things. They don't like him. They'll use an animatronic to control him and his voice. And if they didn't like Tom Sawyer Island, they could have replaced Tom Sawyer Island with a different island theme that would have fit. They don't care. And they vomited out ridiculous IP. You don't even get to ride with Lightning McQueen because that's too good for you. You're going to ride with some stupid off-brand dirt track racers you've never heard of because they're going to invent them. And you better believe they'll be run through the DEI filters they have to replicate what they believe should be the world. So when you get onto the Frontierland off-track dirt track racers, and the first thing you hear is "Ni hao," you'll know, well, Bob's been here. Bob's been here.
Right.
Well,
And
you know what, Pro, I was thinking, it's like, how easy would it have been for them to transform the Tomorrowland Speedway into the Piston Cup?
Oh,
easily.
Right.
That's where cars should have gone. Good Lord.
And the mountain could have obfuscated the Tron coaster and the show building and everything. Like, it would
Hallelujah.
have set up beautifully.
Mhm.
Hallelujah. You could have had, listen, if you want to do that, if you want to put in IP into Frontierland, modern IP, you could have done an interesting take on Woody's Roundup out into that area. You know, I don't know how you would do it, but if you give me a day, I'll figure out something better.
They already had
tractor tipping.
They were already talking about putting Woody out there, but now that they're saying it's Cars Land, I guess that's off the docket. We have seen an proposed animatronic Mater and Lightning McQueen in there. I also wonder if they really don't like Tow Mater much because he obviously appeals to a demographic they don't like very much right now.
Here's another thing for you guys. So they're going to plop this giant, and this is essentially a downgrade of Radiator Springs, right? So this is the downgrade. So you get the lesser version of this. When this was built in California, it was built with the knowledge that when it rains, it can't operate. And the same thing is true of Test Track. The thing is, Test Track is built around the building to prevent as much precipitation from hitting the track. And then you just get that one little move out to the helix and return. If this can't run when it rains, God bless their hearts in Florida.
That's a good thing it doesn't rain that much in Orlando.
Yeah.
God bless their poor pea-picking brains.
I'm just thinking about the walls that are going to be there.
Issue.
Oh, aren't you going to love it, Ron? Imagine how long these walls get to be there. It'll make Epcot look good
for the next 5 years. It's not Walcott. It's the Walled Kingdom.
Let's make sure we shut down the railroad too for another decade. Let's do that.
Yeah.
Oh, that's true. They're gonna have to redivert the track again too. So soon after reopening that. But I honestly don't think when this opens that it's called Frontierland anymore. It's gonna have some new name. Oh,
probably. And Big Thunder will no longer be about the wildest ride in the wilderness. It'll be something to do with preserving the earth south of the U.S.-Mexico border. Who knows? I don't know.
Yep, and I'll point out they probably if the railroad didn't run through the entrance, I think they would have gotten rid of that thing a long time ago.
The last thing I'll say about the Rivers of America and Tom Sawyer Island, there are those out there who don't understand the value of beauty. We live in a society right now that loathes, not loves beauty. There's a segment out there that they seek out to make women unattractive. They seek out to make cities desolate and dystopian. And when it comes to the parks, they're on a pathway to just vomit out IP in every direction possible. And you won't know how much you miss the Rivers of America and Tom Sawyer Island until they're gone. It will desecrate 1/4 of the park. If you go to Paris, when Notre Dame was burning, the reason that the people in France were devastated by that loss. Doesn't have much to do with Christianity, although Notre Dame is a symbol for Christianity. It has to do with the level of beauty, because even if they might deny the reason that the artisans built the church in the first place, they can't deny the amazing beauty of it. And we will miss the beauty of the theme parks at Disney.
Mhm.
The good news is there will be other places that will build beautiful things for us to go see. That I can guarantee. Folks, we've come to the end. Oh, what sorrow it is to say goodbye and farewell, but fret not, for more content is still on the way. 3 times a day and thrice as nice right here. Folks, we also want to remind you we have partner channels out there. That Park Place, That Game Place, That Pod Place, that's right, and Vacation Radio. We'll see you on those stations as well. Folks, until the next time, keep learning, keep growing, and as always, keep having fun.